Good evening, Facebook land, yoga land people. We are starting yoga, Thursday night yoga, Hatha Vinyasa flow. Sometimes we sweat, sometimes we're just grooving and kind of flowing softly. Tonight will probably be a combination of both as we focus on this hand mudra, the Madhyama Mudra. Join me at the mat and I'll talk a little bit about it before we get started. I'm going to take my phone in case somebody texts in on me. I invited a few to join us. All right. So, you might notice we have this strange man in my living room. This tall, lanky man, a fine musician. Steven Rubio is joining us tonight, bringing us live music to have during our session. I'm so excited. So Steven has my utmost respect as a musician and a friend, and he's also a yoga teacher too. So we have a little wavelength thing going on there. So let's talk a little bit about the Madhyama Mudra. So to make this mudra, first place all your fingers together, touching your middle fingers, and then bring the rest of them back into like this. Okay? And then the way that you engage this mudra is you actually just bring your elbows down, allow this mudra to sit right in front of your solar plexus muscles. Sit up nice and tall, allowing your shoulders to fall down, and then breathe evenly and deeply in and out of your nose. This mudra is associated with the solar plexus muscles. It helps support good digestion. So if you have digestive difficulties, this is one of those that you can practice 2 or 3 times a day to encourage the flowing of the digestive tract and the movement of the digestive tract. And we're joined again, I think, by Danielle. Excellent. And this mudra also helps relieve pain in the middle part of your back. And this one also reminds us to balance our energies, to balance our output of energy, and balance what we bring back to us, maybe balance what we give out, and balance what we receive. So practicing this mudra can remind us that in life, we have to decide how we want to use our energies and what we're going to use our energies to do. To save our energy for the things that we view as most important. To save our energy for the things that we know we need to be able to do. Not allowing ourselves to get worn out, not allowing ourselves to become fatigued or irritated that too much of our time is taken away in other things. So that's another reminder of this mudra. Okay, and then finally, this mudra reminds us to live a life of vitality and to unfold, release all of our potential. So because it centers around the solar plexus chakra, you can expect that we are going to have some twists tonight. And we will have some heat building poses. And I think that it would be nice to start out tonight with maybe the sun. So instead of doing alternate nostril breathing, we're going to do sun breathing, where you breathe in through the right nostril and breathe out through the left. Your right is associated with heat, your left is associated with cool. Okay, so right now let's go ahead, bring our energies to the mat, be present fully physically, emotionally, spiritually. Find your seated position that works best for you. I'm sitting on top of this pillow, but it's really not enough for me. So I'm going to move this pillow out of the way. I'm going to sit on top of one of these short blocks that I have. I went ahead and bought some short blocks. I really, really like this size block. So I was such a good friend, I gave my meditation pillow over to Steven to sit on tonight. Okay, so I'm going to turn just slightly towards the camera. So, sitting up nice and tall, allowing your shoulders to stack over your hips, moving the crown of your head back in alignment with your shoulders. Your chin parallel to the floor, You can sit with your hands up in a receiving motion, palms facing the ceiling, hands down in a grounding gesture. Maybe one up, one down to receive and to ground. Or if you want, you can take that mudra that I just showed you, the Madhyama Mudra, where you place your two middle fingers together. Whichever mudra or hand position you choose, I invite you to draw your attention towards the solar plexus area. And start breathing in and out of your nose. And as you breathe in and out, focus on drawing the crown of your head up as you allow your shoulders to come back and down. Focus on an open energy channel from the base of your spine all the way to the crown of the head. And focus on generating your breath from your diaphragm. As you inhale, gently expanding the belly. And as you exhale, drawing it into the spine. Inhale, expand the belly. And exhale, contract. Inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And fully exhale. So create a letter Y with your hands, where you place all of your fingers next to the heel of your hand and allow your thumb and your pinky to be extended out. If it's easier, you can just put your index and your middle finger down and have your thumb and your pinky out. Turn your hand towards your face and go ahead and depress your left nostril with your pinky, inhaling with your right nostril. And then alternate, compress the right nostril and exhale out of the left. Continue to do this breath on your own. Pausing at the top to give yourself time to switch sides and then exhaling out of one nostril. Inhale through the right. And exhale through the left. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the right. And exhale through the left. And then one more inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and drop your hand down. I just want to do a sound check. Everybody can hear me. If you can, raise your hand. Right on. Good. I just want to make sure, because tonight we're doing a boom mic, so we can pick up music and voice at the same time instead of my usual pause. All right. So now that we've done a little bit of that, let's go ahead and take to the top of the mat. So if you're sitting on anything, go ahead and set that aside. And go ahead and stand at the top of your mat. So taking our Uttanasana, we're standing up nice and tall, shoulders stacked over the hips, head back in alignment with the shoulders. Inhale your hands up, and then exhale, swan dive forward. You can bend your legs if you need to. Hands to the floor, drop your crown. Inhale into a flat spine, exhale down. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale the hands down. Inhale your hands up. And then exhale, swan dive forward. Place your hands on the floor. Drop your crown. Inhale into flat spine. Exhaling down. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale our hands down. Inhale our hands up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Drop your crown. Take your right foot back into a lunge. You can drop onto your knee if you want to, or you can stay up high in the lunge. Go ahead and rise your hands up on your inhale. And then exhale, swan dive. Drop your hands to the ground. Move back into a plank pose. Drop your knees, pull your elbows into the chest as you drop your chest and your chin. Rise up into a low cobra. Exhale, moving back into downward facing dog. Moving your hips up high in the air. Bring your right foot forward into that lunge. Rise up. Exhale, circle your hands down. Bring your left foot forward to join the right. Inhale into that flat spine. Exhale down. Inhale, rise all the way up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale our hands down. Inhale our hands up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale, hands down. Bring your left foot back. Rise up into Anjaneyasana. Exhale, circle your hands down. Bring your left foot back to join the right in plank. Lower knees, elbows, then chest and chin. Rise up into a low cobra. Exhale, moving back into downward facing dog. Go ahead and hop up to the front. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale down. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And you know what? I missed a side. I always miss a side. I get lost in my process. Let's start over with the right again. Inhale. Exhale our hands down. Inhale our hands up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Hands to the ground. Drop your crown. Inhale into a flat spine. Place your hands on the floor. Take your right foot back. Rise up. Anjaneyasana. Exhale, circle your hands down. Bring your left foot back to join the right. Draw your elbows in as you lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Rise up into upward cobra. And then move back into downward facing dog. Take your right foot forward. Rise up. Exhale, circle your hands down. Bring left foot to join right. Inhale into a half spine. Lower down. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, your hands up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale, hands down. Take your left foot back. Rise up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands down. Bring your right foot back to join your left. Take that plank. Lower knees, elbows to ribs, chin and chest. Pull through into inchworm. Rise up into cobra. Exhale, pulling the belly button in. Move your hips back in space. Take your left foot forward. Take your right foot forward. Rise into that half lift. Fall down. And then rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale. Exhale your hands down. Inhale your hands up. Exhale, swan
down, elbow, knees, chin and chest. Rise up. Exhale. Move back into downward facing dog. Take your left foot forward. Rise up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands down. Take your right foot forward to join your left. Rise into that half lift. Fall down. And then rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're starting to build a little bit of heat. Now, I'm going to look back at this video and know that I didn't give equal time to each side, so just forgive me. Inhale. Exhale your hands down. Inhale your hands up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale down. Bring your right foot back. Rise up. Exhale, hands down. Bring your left foot back to join your right. Lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Rise up into Cobra. Pull your belly button in as you draw your hips back in space. Inhale, bring your right foot forward. Rise up. Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands down. Bring your left foot forward to join the right. Inhale into the flat spine and then fall down. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale your hands down. Inhale your hands up and then exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale, hands down. Bring your left foot back. Rise up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, circle your hands down. Take that plank. Lower knees, elbows, chin and chest. Pull through into Cobra. Exhale, moving back into downward facing dog. Exhale, bring your left foot forward. Rise up into Anjaneyasana. Circle your hands down. Bring right foot to join left. Inhale into flat spine, fold down. And then rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And now that we are a bit warmed up, maybe your heart rate is up, maybe you're breathing a little bit higher, take a moment to assess how you feel. Drawing your attention towards your solar plexus. Asking yourself in this moment, am I balancing my energies? Am I balancing my input and my output? Take a moment to connect with your breath. Take a moment to connect with your optimal energy level. Inhale. Exhale fully. Inhale. Exhale your hands down. Inhale your hands up. Exhale, swan dive forward. And then drop your hips as we head into chair pose. So go ahead and lift up your heart center as you pull your hips back. Fingertips touching the floor. And then go ahead and rise your arms up. Hold this for 3 breaths. That was 3. One more inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale, bring your right foot back into that lunge. And then rise up. And then maybe you want to take a twist. So open up your arms. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale. And then with the exhale, fold over to your leg. Twist to the left, clipping your right elbow on the outside of your left knee, drawing to the left. Generate this twist from the inside of your core. One more inhale, and then exhale, rise up, circling your hands up. Exhale, circle them down to the floor. Move back into the downward facing dog. Push your dog back as far as you can, lifting your hips high up to the air, pushing the floor away with your hands. Go ahead and bend your legs. You may walk or hop up to the top of the mat. And then go ahead and remain in that chair pose. Rise up. stand up. Exhale your hands down. Bring hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale your hands down. Inhale your hands up. Exhale, sit back down, fingertips to the floor. Lift up your heart center as you pull your hips back. Pull your belly button into the spine and then rise up with your hands. Breathe 2 more times. Draw your shoulders down your back. One more inhale. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale, place your hands on the floor. Bring your left foot back as you rise up. Anjaneyasana. Draw your shoulders back and down as you engage your core muscles. Remembering the solar plexus. Inhale, rise your hands up. Exhale, circle your hands down to heart center and take an inhale. Exhale, lay over your right thigh and turn to the right as you clip your left elbow on the outside of your right leg. Engage your twist from the center of your core. Drawing, drawing, drawing as you curl in using your belly. Drawing your right shoulder back. One more inhale. Exhale, circle your hands up. And then exhale, circle them down. Moving back into that downward facing dog. Stretching your dog. Pushing the floor away as much as you can. Maybe you've got enough extension that your heels can touch the floor. Maybe you don't. Continue to draw your shoulders down your back. Pulling your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale. Exhale, pushing it back. Inhale. Exhale, bend your legs, walk or hop up to the top of the mat and stay in that chair pose. Rise up. Drawing your seat back so that you can see the tops of your toes. Drawing your belly button into the spine. Drawing your shoulders back and down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, your hands, circle them down into your heart center. Take a moment to reflect. How is your energy level now? Exhale, bend your legs deeply, and then take your right foot back in space to warrior one. Okay? This is kind of not my normal way of doing things. Applaud me for creativity. Rise our hands up. And then go ahead and bend your left leg deeply as you pull your belly button back, drawing your shoulders back and down as you allow your heart center to rise up to the ceiling. Inhale and grow your hands long as you keep your hips low. And then exhale, open up into warrior two. In warrior two, draw your shoulders back over your hips, pulling your belly button back against the spine, and drawing your left knee out towards your left baby toes. And as you do that, continue to allow your tailbone to pull down towards the floor as you're moving your whole body into the back plane. Over your left hand, as Steven says, looking out into your future. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Let's take that backwards into peaceful warrior, keeping your hips stationary, reaching for the ceiling, maybe right hand on the floor. Pivot up on top of your toes, and let's take an easy twist to the left. Lifting our left hand up to the ceiling, drawing our hips to the right. One more inhale, and then exhale, returning back to that extended side angle pose. And then go ahead and straighten out your left front leg and move into triangle. Steven's like, what is she doing?
I need to be facing the other way.
Go ahead and rotate your right thigh bone inside of your hip socket to make your knee face the ceiling. Press your body against that imaginary wall behind you. Continue to shine your heart center, always internally rotating your chest upward. Let's do one more inhale. And then on the exhale, we're going to go ahead and take the revolved version of this. So place your right hand on the floor. Shorten the stance slightly between your feet. Bring your right foot forward or your right hip forward as you bring your left hip backwards. And then lift up your left hand into space, twisting to the left. Generate this twist from the core. Draw your left shoulder back in space as you twist using your belly button into the spine. Stacking your right shoulder underneath your left. One more inhale. And then exhale, place your left hand on the floor. Let's set up for pyramid. Inhale the crown of your head forward. Drawing your right hip forward as you bring your left hip back. Nice flat back. Inhale. And then on your exhale, you can start to fold over your left leg, drawing your shoulders as much as you can onto your back. When we drop our head, we have new perspective. And then inhale, go ahead and rise our hands up. And then on the exhale, take a reverse prayer behind your back. And then go ahead, if you want, rise up your heart center, keep your hips stationary as you curl the top of your back over your hands. Inhale, bring your hands up, circle them up. And then exhale, returning back to that warrior two. The fun hasn't ended yet. Clasp your hands below your sacrum. Draw your heart center up as you straighten out your arms. And then on your exhale, let's fold forward into humble warrior. Drawing your left shoulder on the inside of your left knee. Keep your hips moving to the right. As you fold into this, allowing your hands to come up in blade position overhead, drawing the belly button into the spine, curling organically by drawing the belly button in. And then inhale up using all the strength of your core muscles. Exhale your hands out to warrior two and then cartwheel them down. Take a plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Elbows into the ribs. Moving up into upward facing dog. And then moving backwards into downward facing dog. Go ahead and take stock in how you feel. That was a lot of opening on that side. Go ahead and inhale. Exhale, fully pushing away from walk or hop to the top of your mat. Rise up into that flat spine. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, rise all the way up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. So, next side is the easy side. And I'll try to remember everything I had to do first time. So, let's take our hands up overhead. And then exhale, bring our left foot back into Warrior One. So in Warrior One, remember, both toes are facing forward. Your left heel is down. Draw your belly button in. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Rise your hands up. Bend your right knee deeply if you can. Trust me when I tell you this, when you allow your heart center to rise and you draw your shoulders down, it automatically brings your belly button in and engages your core. It's amazing how the anatomy of the body works. Inhale, reach your hands. And then exhale, open up into Warrior Two. So, in Warrior Two, you guys are getting a nice view of the back of my body, so that's good. You can see nice alignment. Draw your shoulders back in space. Pull your belly button back. Draw your right knee towards your baby toes. This naturally allows your tailbone to start to gravitate towards the floor. Drawing your shoulder blades together, looking out into Steven's future over your right hand.
Yes, only mine.
That's right. Dang, I love yoga. It's so great. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reverse into Humble Warrior. Keep your hips low as you rise your heart center up and your hand high. You can also curl over if you want to increase the stretch of your right side. One more inhale. And then exhale, moving into extended side angle. You can take this version with your forearm on top of your leg, or you can go all the way down to the floor. Keep your right hand up. Draw your left shoulder back. Drop your hip more to engage. Have a nice long stretch. And then draw your left hand alongside your left ear. A beautiful long line from your ankle all the way to your left wrist. And then draw your left shoulder back. One more inhale. And then exhale, let's go ahead and do that easy twist. Get up on your left toes. Put your left hand on the mat. Lift your right hand up. Draw your hips to the left to be in alignment. It's kind of sweatier on the second side. Whatever. Inhale, reach. Exhale, let's go back to that extended side angle pose. And then exhale, straighten out your right leg. Bring your left hand up as we go into triangle. So in triangle, drawing your left shoulder back, drawing your right hip back, rotating your right thigh bone inside of your hip socket so that your kneecap is facing the ceiling. Pushing your body back against that imaginary wall behind you. One more inhale. And then on the exhale, go ahead, bring your left foot down to the floor. Shorten your stance just a little bit as we set up for revolve triangle. Take your right hand to your right hip if you need to. But otherwise, go ahead. Draw your right hip back and your left hip forward as you engage that twist to your right. Right hand to the ceiling. Continue to make that twist take place from the center of your core. Drawing your right shoulder back as you bring your left shoulder underneath your right shoulder. inhale. And then on your exhale, bring your right hand to the floor as we set up for pyramid. Draw the crown of your head forward, drawing your shoulders onto your back. Nice, gorgeous, flat spine. Inhale. And then on your exhale, you can fold over your right leg. Continue to keep your shoulders drawing onto your back. I do not want you to feel this in your lower back at all. I want you to feel a beautiful stretch along the back of your legs. I want you to feel lengthening of the spine. One more inhale. And then on your exhale, go ahead and bend your right leg and open up into warrior two again. And then remember, the fun doesn't end here. We clasp our hands underneath our tailbone, draw our heart center up to the ceiling as we draw our hands down. And then on the exhale, go ahead and draw belly button into the spine as we fold to the inside of our right leg, drawing our right shoulder inside of our right knee. Push our hips to the left. Instead of moving our booty out, move them forward. Okay, that keeps us in alignment. And then you can draw your hands overhead and blade, dropping into humble warrior. Curling into this, using the muscles of your solar plexus, drawing your belly button in. And then inhale, rise up using the strength of your core. Exhale, returning back to warrior two arms. Inhale. And then exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Moving back into plank pose. Lower chaturanga dandasana. Inhale into upward facing dog. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. If it would please you, could you open up the door or open the window? It's really hot in here. We got body heat going on.
We can just finish this loop if that's okay.
Yeah, we've got our own hot yoga going on here.
Yeah, we do.
Go ahead and draw your shoulders down your spine, pulling your hips back in space,
30 seconds.
drawing your belly button into the spine, pushing the mat away with your hands. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, pushing the floor away. One more inhale. And then exhale, we're going to do something fun. Go ahead and move your right hand more to the middle of the mat. Push back into that three-legged or one arm and 2 feet dog. And then go ahead and reach back for your right leg or your right ankle. And then look underneath your right shoulder. You can just use anything you want to prop it open. Oh, that feels so good. Pushing the mat away with your right hand. If you need to, you can, support yourself with your left hand or whatever. Or you can just keep doing a regular, normal downward dog. One more inhale. Exhale, switch hands. Place your left hand out. And then retrieve your left ankle with your right hand. Looking underneath your left armpit. Keep your hips stationary in space while you're doing this. One more inhale. And then exhale, return your hands forward, back into dog again. Push back into your dog. And then exhale, go ahead and drop your knees to the floor. And let's initially just sit back on our heels. I'm super sweaty. Okay, Danielle is writing to me. What is she telling me? She's probably saying the music is over. She has to go because the dog needs to go to the bathroom. Okay, so Danielle, I have a wonderful gentle yoga class that I released for free yesterday. I'll send you a copy of it today. So go ahead and widen your ankles. Go ahead and sit down in between your feet with your knees together. Oh, look, Moosh is here. And sit up nice and tall. And maybe you want to massage your feet while you're sitting nice and tall. Moosh is like, this is music I've never heard before. I gotta go. Enough, she says, enough. Okay, and if you want, just massage your feet, maybe press all of your toe beads, give your feet some love. I really love Hero Pose. It's one of my favorites. It's so good for us. It's so good for the synovial fluid in the knees. It's good to rotate your hips inward. It's good to stretch your quadriceps out. It's all good stuff. And then let's move forward onto our knees, tuck our toes, and then sit back on our heels, stretching out our feet. Very good to stretch out the feet. You should do this every day. The feet are very important. They are the foundation. All of our energy comes from being able to connect with the earth. And this provides a nice little break in the middle of our practice. Talk about balancing our energies. You know, you don't have to do yoga where your heart is racing for 20 or 30 solid minutes. That's not what you need. What you need to be able to do is breathe, have good alignment, and find some peace in your poses. You shouldn't feel tortured ever when you're doing yoga. If you feel tortured, that's a sign. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to our hands and knees. More twisting to come, everyone. Inhale into cow. Draw your heart center forward. Draw your shoulders back. Lift up your sits bones. And then on your exhale, draw your belly button into the spine. Bring your spine up to the ceiling, allowing your crown to drop, allowing your tailbone to drop. Inhale, draw your heart center forward. Draw your shoulders back and down. Allow your sits bones to rise. And then on the exhale, go ahead and reverse that, pulling your spine up to the ceiling. Let's take cow one more time, drawing our heart center through as we draw our shoulders back and down, lifting up our sits bones. And then on your exhale, pull it all up, bringing the back up to the ceiling. Yay! So place our left hand in the center of the mat. Rise our right hand up. Keep your hips as stationary as you can. So this is a twist, twisting to the right. And then on your exhale, go ahead and thread the needle. Lay across your right shoulder. Draw your hips to the right so that they're in alignment. And if you really want to engage in more of a twist, go ahead and lift up your left arm, wrap it around your back, and reach for the top of your right thigh. Draw your left shoulder back. Continue to draw back. One more inhale. Exhale, lift up your left hand. Place it on the mat. Rise up. Place your right hand in the center. Lift your left hand up to the ceiling. Again, keep your hips stationary. Inhale, and then on the exhale, thread the needle underneath your right arm, lay across your left shoulder, and if you want, first of all, bring your hips to the left so that you're in alignment. Bring your right hand around, clip it on the top of your right thigh, draw your right shoulder back. I don't know if it looks like on camera that I'm actually drawing my right shoulder back, but I can feel it. So I'll just talk to you about that. Let's just talk about that. One more inhale. Exhale, bring your right arm up. Place it on the mat and rise up. Go ahead, inhale into cow. And then exhale into cat. Inhale into cow, draw your shoulders down. Rise up your heart center as you lift up your sits bones. And then exhale, fun back bend. Place our left hand, not quite to the center of the mat, but a little bit closer, right underneath the shoulder. Adjust your left leg as you need to. Bring your right foot back. Oh, actually I meant to do the other way. Bring your right hand in a little bit. Right foot back. Reach around with your left hand and grab your right foot. And then kick into it. Kick and kick. The higher you kick, the more you're arching your back. This is so good for your lower back. And it also strengthens your quadricep muscles and opens up the shoulder. This is amazing stuff. Keep on lifting that leg, kicking, kicking, kicking. One more inhale. And then exhale, release it down. Going to the other side. Now set up your left hand so it's right underneath your left shoulder. Kick your left foot back. Reach around with your right hand and grab your left foot. And then begin to kick your left foot into your hand. The more you kick, the more it rises up. The more you create a nice therapeutic arch to your lower back. Making those SI joints go right back where they belong. Stretching out your right shoulder. Strengthening your quadricep. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. And then exhale, release it all back down. Applaud yourself. That was hard work. Inhale your heart center up into cow. Exhale. Reversing all that, drawing your back up to the ceiling for cat. One more inhale. Rise your heart center up. Exhale, return to neutral, and then let's rise up onto our knees. So, I'm really thinking I want one more back bend. I think Campbell is calling me. It might be calling Simon, I'm not sure. And I don't know if Milo is joining us. It's usually, I can always see Simon, I can't always see Milo. So let's go ahead and inhale our hands up. And initially I want you to just rise up out of your knees, out of your hips. Grow your body in this pose as high and tall as you can. Inhale and rise up your heart center. And then on your exhale, place your hands like paddles on your back. And I'll show you like this. And then what I want you to do, I'm going to go from the side, is I want you to lift up your heart center and start to curl back when you've lifted up entirely out of your hips, pushing your hands against your back. Just keep on lifting out. And then inhale, bring your chin to chest, rise up by pulling your belly button in. Exhale, sit back on your legs and fold over them. Up and overhead. You can take that variation if you want, but I'm going to tuck my toes and place my hands on my heels. So inhale, rise up as much as you can. Continue to rise up your heart center, lifting out of the hips, lifting out of the pelvis. And then when you feel like you have risen enough, go ahead and either place your hands on your lower back or reach back for your heels. Inhale, lift up your heart center. Lifting up out of your hips, maybe pushing your hips forward as you curl back over your upper back. The arch is in your thoracic spine, it is not in your lower back. So if you're looking at me, look where that arch is, you guys. It is not at the very base of the spine. So that's not where you should feel it. If you do, then lift up your heart center even more. One more inhale. Exhale, draw chin to chest. Pull your belly button in. Rise your hands up. Exhale, sit back down on your heels and then fold over your legs. When you go into these counter poses, be very careful and move slowly. feet flat on the ground. Lifting up my heart center, lifting up out of my pelvis and out of my hips. And then allowing my head to drop back. I love that feeling. One more inhale. And then exhale, draw chin to chest. Pull your belly button in as you rise up. Lift your hands up to space. And then exhale, sit back down. Take the counter pose of laying across your thighs. Go slowly, guys. Now, here's a little tip for you all. If you lay across your legs, anytime you place your forehead on the floor, that helps counter depression. So if you're feeling down, this is a wonderful thing to do. Place your forehead on the floor. Let's go ahead and rise up. We're heading into the more quiet part class.
Okay, yes. Of course.
Of course, he says. Of course, he's so accommodating. Let's go ahead and find your way to a seated position. And let's just sit up for a moment. Sit up nice and tall. Your knees are bent, your feet are on the floor. And I just want you to sit with a nice tall spine. It's okay if you're supporting your hands on your legs. I just want you to enjoy sitting nice and tall. Because this is how we're supposed to be. I want you to one day reach a point where sitting nice and tall like this feels relaxing and normal. For so many people, we don't use all those muscles in the middle of the back. We don't use the muscles between our shoulder blades. There's Moosh. She's like, oh, am I going to try it out now? What are these people doing? There's wires. There's an extra human in the room. There's noise. I don't know. Okay, go ahead and place your hands out in front of you, and let's just move back in a modified Navasana in a boat pose. Draw your shoulders back on your back as you draw your belly button into the spine. You will shake. You are strengthening your whole core by doing this. Go ahead and rise up. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see the next one. Sort of the side. It's kind of weird. There's different angles of the camera here. I don't mind if my feet are off the mat though. Now for the next version, I want you to sit up nice and tall. Place your hands parallel to the floor, and then lift your feet off the floor so that your shins are parallel. All right, and then go ahead and continue to draw your shoulder blades on your back as you bring your belly button in. One more inhale, and then on your exhale, drop your feet to the floor. Go ahead and fold over your legs. Go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Inhale. What happened?
I'm gonna put some other music on real quick if that's okay.
Yeah. And then on your exhale, place your hands parallel to the floor. Move your shoulders back and position onto your back. And then you can take the parallel version, or you can extend your legs all the way up. One more inhale, and then on your exhale, let it all back down, and go ahead and fold over. I'm going to invite you to face forward. All right, go ahead and inhale. Exhale. Let's take cobbler's pose, sometimes called butterfly, sometimes called Baddha Konasana. You can have your feet as far out as you want or as close as you want, but what I want for you, you got it. I want that nice tall spine. I don't want this, I want this. So if that means you're hanging onto your ankles or your knees to make that happen, hey, whatever. Sometimes when people reach for their toes, they kind of hunch over. That's not what I want. I want you to sit nice and tall. So you can reach wherever you want. One thing that I am trying for people to understand is that when you create lots of space by sitting nice and tall, it allows space for your hips to naturally open. So let's allow them to naturally open. Then if you want, you can start to fold into it. Again, keep your shoulders on your back, moving your back straight. See how my back is, everybody? Continue to move forward. And it doesn't matter how close you are to your feet. What matters is, can you keep your back straight as you're moving towards your feet? And at the point where you can't, it's smarter to just stop and hold it. And know that the next time you'll probably be a little bit more open. I find that if I move slowly in these poses, that the body knows what to do. And then at some point I find that I'm more extended. So continue to draw your heart center forward as you fold forward. Soften your edges. Allow it to naturally open. And let's go ahead and rise up. And ask yourself, did you allow your body to open? Okay, so turning towards the front, let's go ahead and sit in staff pose. Sitting nice and tall. You got it. Stack those shoulders over your hips, moving back in space just a little bit. And go ahead and bend your right leg. Okay? And just hug it against your body. And then if you want to, you can reach for your left toes. If you want to take a little bit of a bind, you can wrap your right arm around. Take your left arm back to clasp your right arm, and then you can continue to move forward. Drawing your heart center towards your left foot. And then let's release that. Grab our right toes with our middle and our index finger. And then grab our left toes, the same, and then pull our right leg back, however you're able to. I'm not so pretty in this pose, but this is really kind of an amazing pose. I don't do it enough. Okay, go ahead and release that. Take your right leg, cross it over your left. You can keep your right leg straight out in front, or if you want to, you can fold it underneath your bum. Sit up nice and tall. You can choose the variation of hugging your knee up to your left shoulder and twisting over to the right. Or if you want, you can clip your left elbow outside of your right knee and draw it. Draw your body to the right and look over. Lots of choices. One more inhale. Exhale, go ahead and unravel. Place your feet out in front of you and stack again. Hold your left knee up against your left shoulder. Go ahead and hug it tight and reach for your right foot if you want. And if you want to take the bind, go ahead and wrap your left arm around your left leg. Take your right arm behind, clasp your hands together, sit up, and then start to move your heart center towards your toes on your right side. Go ahead and rise up. Clasp your toes, either one, with your index finger and your middle finger. Pull your left leg back as you pull your right leg forward. Or what am I saying? I don't know what I'm saying. Just pull your left leg back. You're creating like a bow. Go ahead and release that. Cross your left leg over your right. If you want to, fold your right leg under your left thumb. You can go ahead and hug your knee to your right shoulder, or you can clip your right elbow on the outside of your left knee and turn to the left. Exhale, let's go ahead and turn to the front. Let's set up for our final resting pose of our practice. Let's go ahead and lay down however you arrive. And let's take some reclined spinal twists now that we've gotten here. Go ahead and lift your legs up so that they are parallel to the floor. Push your knees slightly away. This is like our final get the ab exercise in of the night. Place your hands out to either side. Drop your legs to the right. Flip your left elbow down on the floor. And enjoy that stretch. Twists are cleansing. They stimulate our digestion. They stimulate our adrenal glands. They stimulate our kidneys. Bringing out your organs. Inhale, go ahead and lift your legs up. Once again, push your knees just slightly away so your thighs are like arm's length from you, exercising your abs, and then drop them to the right. And while you're doing that, let me see if somebody else is buzzing in. Oh, Shelly is sending me a song. All right. Inhale, go ahead and rise your legs back up. Hug your knees to your body. Go ahead and take a nice, satisfying hug. And then on your exhale, go ahead and release that down. Find the shavasana that works for you. Maybe you want to go back to that butterfly or cobbler pose. Maybe you want your feet flat on the floor with your knees to the ceiling. Maybe you want to take full Shavasana, stretching out your legs in front of you. Go ahead and create some room for your shoulders, allowing your palms to face the ceiling. Take this opportunity to do a scan of your body, starting with the top of your head, drawing attention to your scalp and allowing the scalp to relax. And drawing your attention to your forehead and smoothing out the lines of your forehead. And then drawing it towards your eyes where you allow them to sit deeply in the sockets. Further scanning down your cheeks and the bridge of your nose, relaxing all the muscles across that part of the face and relaxing your ears. Continue to move down, relax your upper lip and your jaw. Relaxing the skin on the back of your head. Extending that feeling down the back of your neck and into the front of the neck. And then relax your collarbones. Allow your shoulders to fall heavily into your mats. Relaxing all the muscles across the chest and your upper arms. Softening your ribs, allowing them to fall into the floor, softening all of your solar plexus muscles. And then continuing down, softening your lower belly and allowing your hips to sit into the mat deeply. Relaxing your forearms and your wrists, the palms of your hands and all of your fingers. Continuing to move down, relaxing your thighs, relaxing the skin above your knees, relaxing your kneecaps and your shins and your calves. Continue to move that relaxation into your ankles, the tops of your feet, the arches, and all 10 of your toes. Continue to breathe in. Continue to breathe out. And start to visualize the season that we are in. Start to visualize a gentle breeze blowing through the leaves of your favorite tree. Maybe it's an oak, maybe it's a beautiful Japanese plum or cherry. Maybe it's a fiery maple, maybe it's an aspen. Imagining the sound of the wind as it's blowing through those leaves, gently shaking those leaves. Imagine the feel of the autumn sun on your back, on your face. Imagine the way the rays are this time of the year. The sun is lower in the sky. The rays create longer shadows of your form, longer shadows of the trees. Imagine you are walking through your favorite spot in nature, playing peekaboo with the sun in and out of the trees. Maybe it's cool in the shade and warm when you're in the sun. And then you arrive at your favorite sunny spot. Maybe it's a big, smooth boulder. And this is where you sit. This is where you sit and connect with yourself. This is where you sit and connect with nature. This is where you become centered. This is where you unplug. Sit here breathing deeply for a couple more minutes. We should take Shavasana every practice. We should take Shavasana for at least 5 minutes. Shavasana helps us to integrate all of the benefits of our practice. Shavasana helps us become grounded. Shavasana gives us the time to return our heart rate and our breathing to the level it was before our practice. Shavasana allows us to calm down our nervous system, to calm down our brain. When you feel ready, start to awaken your senses and come back into the present moment. I hope that wherever you journey to was a pleasant place. Start to integrate some gentle movement. Maybe wiggle your toes and fingers. Maybe start to take a stretch or shrug your shoulders. And when you are ready, go ahead and join me in your Sukhasana. Go ahead and inhale your shoulders up to the ears. And then exhale your shoulders back and down. Inhale your hands up in the air. Exhale them out and down. Inhale them out and up. Exhale them out and down. And then one more inhale, out and up. Exhale, bring your hands to Ajna, the third eye. And draw them down to Anahata, the heart center. I want to thank Steven for joining us tonight. It was so nice to have live music during yoga. It's so wonderful to connect with friends and do yoga with friends. Much of the sequence that we did tonight will be repeated with a little bump up on Saturday in Power Yoga. So I invite you to join us at 8:30. I hope tonight that you have yourself a beautiful night of rest after doing all of these twists. As you head towards your weekend, remind yourself to balance on the mat and off the mat. The light in me joins the light in you. The yogi in me honors the yogi in you. Namaste.